I'm homeless in London for the third time and can spot fake homeless beggars from the distance. Today I'm going to explain how sleep begging works. When people see someone laying on the pavement during the day in a very visible place on a main street, they assume they're sleeping rough. But they're not homeless, let alone sleeping rough. They're sleep begging. Beggars in London next to cash points, outside stations and supermarkets and on trains, are not homeless, let alone sleeping rough. They all have a home and beg for money for their addiction. They all get benefits but spend it all on their addiction on payday. Don't be fooled by their sleeping bag or blanket. It's just a prop to make you believe they're sleeping rough. But they're not homeless, let alone sleeping rough. They have a home. Begging is about addiction, nothing to do with homelessness. Beggars are crack and heroin addicts who have a home, and a smaller number are alcoholics or gamblers. Real rough sleepers sleep in hidden places and are gone by 6 a.m. Not outside stations or supermarkets or next to cash points. Homeless survival is about going unnoticed. Sleep beggars choose a busy location on a main street, usually outside a tube station, and beg when there are the most people on the street. In the morning rush hour, lunchtime, or the afternoon rush hour. Also on Friday and Saturday nights, when people are on a night out. It's 1:30 p.m. This man is begging while having a lunchtime nap outside Moorgate tube and train station. Moorgate is best known as one of London's key financial and business hubs. It sits right on the edge of the City of London, so it's packed with banks, investment firms, law offices, and corporate headquarters. It's a location where most people walking down the street have a high income. He has a sleeping bag completely covering him to make you believe he's sleeping rough. He is obstructing the street by laying across the street, rather than against the wall, so you notice him and have to walk round him to avoid walking into him. To tug at your heartstrings, so you'll drop a £20 note inside his sleeping bag. If someone who is genuinely sleeping rough wanted to catch up on sleep at lunchtime, that's the last place they would choose to sleep. They would go to a quiet park away from people and the noise of traffic. But obviously he didn't choose this location to get some sleep, but to manipulate people to drop a £20 note inside his sleeping bag without even having to ask for money. As he's completely covered by his sleeping bag, people are unable to see he's a drug addict. This begging scam works far better than sitting outside the station begging for money, because then people can tell he's on drugs and they're unlikely to give him money. He's not asking for money at all. He's manipulating people to give him money by posing as homeless sleeping rough. The way you tell if someone is genuinely street homeless is, do they have a suitcase, trolley, large backpack, or several bags for life bursting at the seams with all their belongings. If a beggar has no belongings with them, then they're not sleeping rough and all their belongings are at home. I have never seen a single beggar in London who is genuinely sleeping rough. Homeless people in London do not beg. There is no need for homeless people in London to beg because there are hundreds of soup kitchens where we can get free meals. We can get everything we need for free. Clothes, toiletries, haircuts, a sleeping bag, camping mat, tent. It's very easy to survive in London with no money. He has no belongings with him at all. He has no belongings next to him. He has no belongings inside his sleeping bag. If he had a rucksack or bags inside his sleeping bag, then you would see the bulges. But there are no bulges. He has an empty rucksack between his head and the station's folding gate to carry his sleeping bag begging prop to his begging spot and back home. He has no belongings at all, so clearly he is not street homeless. He has a home but is sleep begging on the pavement for money for his addiction. That's what addiction does to people. Beggars who are drug addicts and alcoholics and have a home but pretend to be homeless give homeless people a bad name. They cause people to believe that homeless people are drug addicts and alcoholics. We are not. If you're homeless or facing homelessness in UK, I have lists of where to get free meals and food, where to shower, do laundry in 100 locations in UK. Also, how to get temporary accommodation from your council and rehoused in England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. I also wrote homeless survival guides for UK, US and an international version for those of you elsewhere. The links are on my pinned post.